Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Origins. Today we're looking at the Tau Trio, which consists of Reshiram, Zekrom and Kyurem. So let's get going. So first up we have Reshiram. It is the vast white Pokemon and number 643 in the National Dex. It stands at 3.2 meters or 10 foot 6 inches tall and weighs 330 kilograms or 727.5 pounds. It is a Dragon Fire type and the version mascot for Pokemon Black. As we'll look at a bit later on, by using the DNA splices on Reshiram and Kyurem, they will combine to make White Kyurem. Reshiram is a white-coloured, bipedal Pokemon of seemingly draconian and mammalian basis, with some of the avian features of feathers. Reshiram's snout is mammalian in appearance, most resembling something vulpine or even canine, or possibly even a goat. Streaming out from the upper side of its snout and outward from the head is a long, voluminous, wispy mane, the top of which forms a spike or small head crest of some sort. Reshiram's face is fringed with spiky features, with one small, pointed extension of it below the chin. Reshiram's neck is long and slender, with a collar-esque protrusion of fur or feathers, seemingly held in place by two somewhat glass-like neck bands, with similar bands present on the wrists of Reshiram's forelimbs. Reshiram's forelimbs are expansive, wing-like appendages, or some unusual sort of wings themselves. The beginning portions of the limbs are slender and generally conventionally arm-like, but flower into a more wing-like, feathered section farther on the limb, sporting 4 claws on the leading edge. On Reshiram's chest is a feathered feature, with the lower portion protruding outward to a point. Long feathers spread out from Reshiram's thighs, its feet with large claws, 3 in front and 1 in the back positioned at an angle, somewhat like high heels. Reshiram's tail is a thick mass of a centremost plume and ribbon-like secondary extensions, surrounded by 2 large bands. This tail is based on an electric turbine. Reshiram and its counterpart Zekrom are based on the concept of yin and yang in Taoism, directly referenced by Reshiram's Japanese species, the White Yang Pokemon. According to Ken Sugimori, Reshiram has a light, airy, ladylike design to contrast to Zekrom's tough and manly look. Despite this, it speaks with a distinctly male voice in both versions of the 14th movie. Its tail, the centre point of its design, is based on an electric turbine. Appearance-wise, it resembles a mix of animals, including a bird, a canid such as a wolf or a fox, a pterosaur, and a wyvern. The crest on its head and feathers resemble smoke trails as well as white fire, which can burn up to temperatures of 1,500 degrees centigrade, which is 2,730 degrees Fahrenheit. The mythology about how Zekrom and Reshiram came about, regarding 2 brothers infighting, also bears some similarities to Romulus and Remus, or Cain and Abel. There is also some resemblance to the Zoroastrian belief that 2 equally powerful deities, one representing light and truth and the other representing lies and darkness. In this case, Reshiram can resemble Ahura Mazda due to his light and winged appearance and the fact that it is sided with truth, but also the fact that Reshiram is a fire-type Pokemon and that Ahura Mazda was associated with fire. Like most legendaries, Reshiram is genderless, but a shiny Reshiram has red eyes and gold rings around its neck, tail and wrists. Pokédex entries tell us that it can scorch the world with fire, and that when its tail flares, the heat energy goes to the atmosphere and changes the world's weather. The name Reshiram is derived from Shiro, meaning white. Ken Sugimori also stated that Re was used as it is a softer sound than Z in Zekrom, as Reshiram is a less physically powerful character. Looking at its size, we can see that almost twice my height, Reshiram is a pretty damn big Pokemon and very scary to meet. Moving on to Zekrom, Reshiram's counterpart. It is the deep black Pokemon and number 644 in the National Dex. It stands at 2.9 meters or 9 foot 6 inches, also weighing 345 kilograms or 760.6 pounds. It is a Dragon Electric type and the mascot for Pokemon White. As we'll look at later on, by using the DNA splices on Zekrom and Kyurem, they will combine to make Black Kyurem. Zekrom is mainly a shade of black and a darker grey, with darker patches on various portions of its body. Zekrom is a bipedal Pokemon of dragon and dinosaur-like basis. It has red scleras, white irises and black pupils, as well as a small, horn-like protrusion on top of its snout. Its head sports a thundercloud-like crest tipped with light blue coloration. At the base of its neck is a black, stud-like feature, and atop its shoulders are similar, larger features resembling armor padding. The bases of its wings also have such padding, and a found, splayed, seemingly webbed shape with a small wing spike on one edge. The lower length of Zekrom's arms accentuate into splayed, seemingly webbed, somewhat baseball mitt-like formations, with three-clawed, dark-coloured hands on the other sides. The front portion of Zekrom's waist is black-coloured, with its belly and thighs having thin striations down their length. Its knees are black, as are the foremost parts of its three-clawed feet and spiked heels. Zekrom's tail consists of large, round, conical spiked formations, likened to an electricity generator, with a black inner portion and bands on the tip of the outside portion. Zekrom and its counterpart Reshiram are based on the concept of yin-yang, as I've said, and directly reference this again by Zekrom's Japanese species name, the Black Yin Pokemon. According to Ken Sugimori, Zekrom was designed to have a tougher and more manly look to contrast Reshiram's light, airy, leader-like design. Its tail, the centre point of the design, is based on an electric turbine. Appearance-wise, it somewhat resembles a mid-sized to large theropod dinosaur, such as Allosaurus or Tyrannosaurus, and a European dragon. The crest on its head is a reference to thunderclouds, and the mythology about how Zekrom and Reshiram came about, regarding two brothers infighting, as I've said before, also bears some similarities to Romulus and Remus or Cain and Abel. There is also some resemblance to the Zoroastrian belief of two equally powerful deities, one representing light and truth, the other lies and darkness. In this case, Zekrom can be taken to resemble Angram Mainyu, as opposed to Reshiram resembling Ahura Mazda, although Zekrom is not evil, just an equally powerful opposing legendary Pokemon. Like Reshiram, Zekrom is genderless, and a shiny Zekrom is a lighter black colour, more bluey grey, and has blue eyes and a green tip to its crest. Pokedex entries inform us that it flies while concealing itself inside lightning clouds, and that assists those who want to build an ideal world. Zekrom is derived from Kuro, meaning black, and in reflection to what I said earlier, Sugimori stated that Z was used as Zekrom as a powerful, strong character. And then looking at size compared to us and Reshiram, you can see that it's actually a bit smaller, but still a very large Pokemon compared to myself. Finally we have Kyurem. It is the boundary Pokemon and number 646 in the National Dex. It has 3 different heights. When it is simply Kyurem, it is 3 meters or 9 foot 10 inches tall. When it is black Kyurem, it is 3.3 meters or 10 foot 10 inches tall. And then when it is white Kyurem, it is 3.6 meters or 11 foot 10 inches tall. All 3 different forms weigh 325 kilograms or 716.5 pounds. Kyurem is a dragon ice type, and, as black and white Kyurem, the mascot for Pokemon Black 2 and White 2. Kyurem can switch between its forms through the use of DNA splicers, and either Reshiram or Zekrom. Kyurem is a grey and blue coloured bipedal Pokemon of indefinable but seemingly draconic basis. Kyurem has a unique blue head and snout, and has yellow eyes without pupils, and has a pair of pointed light bluish horns on its head and a yellow crest on its skull. Its jaws are frozen shut by the ice covering its head. Kyurem's neck is a long and grey colour with lines running around its whole body, legs, arm and tail. Kyurem has 2 arms, each with its own claw, and each arm is jointed together from blue, oddly shaped wings. Its wings are believed to be used for flying as well as storing cold air, and have 2 spikes of ice on each. The ice covering the wings is breakable, revealing grey, tendril-like appendages on Kyurem's back. The right side of its body seems to be damaged in some way, as the wing and horn on its head on that side are shorter. The right side of its head also has a spiked edge near its jaw hinge that is absent from the left. Its legs are somewhat slender, unlike Reshiram or Zekrom, and has 3 sharp ice-like claws on each enormous foot. Its tail has 3 blue icicle-shaped spikes on its tip. Like its fellow Tau Trio members, its tail appears to be some sort of propulsion device, or container of energy. Exactly what it's based on is unclear, but it may be a damaged turbine. Kyurem has 2 alternate forms, Black Kyurem and White Kyurem, which are formed by combining with Zekrom and Reshiram respectively, and share many aspects of their designs with them. Their legs are like normal Kyurem's legs, but shorter and the middle toe is now ice. White Kyurem has some extra icy details on its legs. Their tails are just like Reshiram's and Zekrom's tails, but they are attached to the body with 3 grey parts of skin. The tails seem to be able to fully move and contain 4 holes. They are vertical on black Kyurem and horizontal on white Kyurem's silver rings. Their torsos are similar, but black Kyurem's torso is more bulky than white Kyurem's torso, which is slim. Their shoulders are covered in squares of ice, with 2 pins protruding from each, which can come out and plug in the aforementioned holes. Their arms are quite different. Black Kyurem has Zekrom's arms, but more muscular and without wings, which are attached to the icy shoulders mentioned before, and its left arm and wing are frozen. White Kyurem has thin arms with 2 rings and 3 claws each, wings between the rings on its forearms, and its right arm and wing are frozen. Their necks are the same shape and long like normal Kyurem's, but now upright. Black Kyurem uses Zekrom's skin and white Kyurem uses Reshiram's fur. In both forms, the ice covering one of Kyurem's jaws, the lower jaw for black Kyurem, the upper jaw for white Kyurem, has partially disappeared, allowing for it to move its mouth properly. Kyurem and its 2 counterparts Reshiram and Zekrom are based on the concept of yin and yang in Taoism. Kyurem, however, symbolises Wuji, the absence of yin and yang. In regards to overall design, it appears based on a theropod and a European dragon, similar to Zekrom. Kyurem's type, ice, may allude to the absence of energy and the concept of absolute zero. Kyurem's rock-like body and its origin story of having arrived on Earth like a meteor are references to comets, which are largely composed of ice crystals. Like the rest of its trio, Kyurem is genderless, and shiny Kyurem forms generally have darker grey-blue bodies with bluer ice and pink magenta highlights. Pokédex entries explain to us that its body is frozen and that it can produce ultra-cold air. Kyurem may be a combination of Ri, meaning cold, Kyuri, rapid cooling, or Yuki, snow, with the spelling reversed, and then Mu, meaning nothing. It could also derive from Ri, meaning 0. The Rem at the end of its name may mimic the Rom from the end of Zekrom and the Ram from the end of Reshiram. Finally for today, if we compare sizes of all its forms, you can see that white Kyurem is the largest, standing over a foot taller than Reshiram alone, whereas normal Kyurem is the smallest, being just a bit taller than Zekrom. So guys, thank you for watching this episode of Pokemon Origins. Leave a like and comment down below. I'll be seeing you guys next time. Goodbye.